Guess what? Page speed is the first user experience. Hello everybody, welcome to Surge. This week we will talk about Shopify and BigCommerce website speed optimization. Google has released a bunch of updates in the past few months, and they keep doing even more updates. And as usual, they're focusing on three things. They're focusing on thin content, they're focusing on page speed, and they're focusing on user experience. Now, we have been talking about page speed with e-commerce for months now. The reason that we've been speaking about that is we get data of about 200 different e-commerce sites. We know exactly how fast they load. We know what their conversion rates are. We know what their engagement metrics are. And we can build direct correlation into the conversions and the ROI of their marketing efforts based on, again, user engagement. And the more we look into this data, the more we see that page speed plays a significant role as a line item for a formula that builds into that ROI. The challenge here is a BigCommerce or a Shopify is not like a WordPress or a WooCommerce. They are hosted solutions. Therefore, it is harder to do speed optimization on these platforms. Add the fact that different websites on Shopify and BigCommerce have different templates on top of that, and it becomes very, very difficult. So we've gotten a lot of requests from clients for page speed optimization on Shopify and BigCommerce. Therefore, we had to come up with a specific process to address this problem. So the first thing that needs to be done is you need to run a page speed test with the Page Insights tool on Google. Now, that tool tells you exactly what's wrong when you're loading different pages on your site. However, again, another challenge is that your homepage, your product page, your category pages, your review pages, your content pages, your blog, it has different kinds of elements, different kinds of code, and it might even have different JavaScript codes. So when you run the test, the second thing that you need to do is identify which pages of your site are really, really essential. For an e-commerce site, I would say the homepage is very important. How fast the product page loads is extremely important. And sometimes based on the site, the category pages are really, really important. These pages are important because most of the traffic that might be coming from Google or that might be coming from organic AdWords, Facebook, are landing on these pages. And these pages need to have good user experience. Guess what? Page speed is the first user experience. If your product page or your category page loads slowly as somebody is clicking on it from a Google search, the user is not going to wait. The second thing that you have to do is look at all the images on your site and optimize all the images. Now, there are certain plugins with Shopify and BigCommerce that do that, but they don't really do a great job. They miss a bunch of elements. So it's important to be mindful and address this as you are adding products to your BigCommerce or to your Shopify. The third thing that needs to be done is prioritize these pages and look which elements are killing your page speed. Most of the time, the number one thing that kills it are JavaScripts. These are tracking codes from third parties. So go in and clean all these JavaScripts. Anyone that you're not using, get rid of it. Anyone that you must use, you have to minimize JavaScripts, and there's a specific process for that. And the last thing that you also need to do, which we found out is the most effective one, is lazy load on these pages. A specific lazy load code will be able to load the site fast and load the rest of the site as the user interacts with the website. For example, let's say your product pages have YouTube embed videos. What happens is as the site loads, as your product page loads, the YouTube embed needs to load that JavaScript to display the video. However, the user might not even click to play that video. So the lazy load allows us to load that section as an iframe of the video, but not actually load the JavaScript. And it only loads the JavaScript if the user clicks play. Now, when the Google bots or the user comes to your site, the JavaScript for YouTube is never loaded unless they click on it, so they're thinking this page loads pretty fast, and that saves you a few seconds. With lazy load, there are probably 30 other specific details that we look at here at Optimum 7 to identify how we can make an e-commerce site, a BigCommerce site, a Shopify site faster. If you're interested in the full list, please contact us and we're happy to provide it to you, but you have to have somebody internally in your dev team who can make these changes. If you don't know how to make these changes, we're always here to help. That's it for this week. We'll talk to you guys next week.